Hey guys, sorry about that. I had to make a new video, um, cause my family needed me, basically. But anyways, basically, this is just a playlist of all the YouTube exclusive characters, as I said. Logan, Sam, and Dustin. This is called The Pack from Thomas, Tank Engine Friends, which are basically characters from the pack, which are like construction machines, kind of similar to Bob the Builder, but more towards Thomas Tank Engine. There's also Stop Thief, which is a story in the Railway series that sadly never got an adaptation to TV. Same with Triple Header here. But there's still a lot of great videos in these playlists. The reason why, so Triple Header and Stop Thief are both both stories in the storybook Really Useful Engines, along with the two other stories that did get TV series adaptations called Fish and Special Attraction. Or, Fish and Mind That Bike. My bad. Those got TV series adaptations, but these two didn't. And the reason why I did these two as playlists instead of a playlist of the whole story called Really Useful Engines is because, like I said, two stories got adaptations and two of them didn't. So I just thought it would be cool to make four playlists of episodes separately instead of one big long playlist of the episodes and stories and stuff. This is Wilbert the Forest Engine. Now this is one big long playlist of all the four stories that appeared in the storybook Wilbert the Forest Engine. And I did this because none of the stories got adapted to TV. Same with Small Railway Engines until the CGI series, but not with the Mall series. That's the same with the Mountain Engines, and this is called Crosspatch, which is basically a story from the storybook called Very Old Engines, which is up there. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But I only made a playlist of this one specific story from the storybook because there's a character that only appears in that story that is unique to that story that doesn't appear anywhere else in the storybook or even anywhere else in the Railway series or TV series at all. His name is Neil, and he's very unique and he was very popular back in the day. And there's so many videos about him, not just the storybook that he appeared in, but also reviews of his wooden rally model and his Earl model, and I think maybe videos of him too, like other videos of him too, like uh, episodes based off of him too. So that's why I made a separate playlist of Crosspatch because not only relates to the episode, but also relates to Neil himself as a character. This is called Very Old Engines, and that's one of the stories that appears in Very Old Engines, is Crosspatch. So I took out some of the Neil videos, but I also added some in because he's in the story Crosspatch. That's one of the stories of Very Old Engines, Very Old Engines. I didn't say that clear enough. And uh, and the other three stories are Bucking Broncos, Stick in the Mud. And I don't remember the fourth story, unfortunately. But basically, this is basically a playlist of all the four stories that appeared in this storybook, but now they're now they're a YouTube playlist, which is awesome. They're basically remakes of the stories as well as the stories themselves from the Railway series and stuff like that. This is called Christopher Audrey Stories, which is basically a playlist of all the storybooks that Christopher Audrey, the Reverend W. Audrey's son, made, which is pretty cool. This is Super Mario ROM hacks and mods, uh, which is much like the Mario Kart ROM hacks and mods and the Nathaniel Bandy, Cool Gaming, and Smash Bros. ROM hacks and mods. I yet again made some more ROM hacks and mods of this game as well as other games that you can see and I'll talk about in just a few minutes, of the Super Mario series as well as the Mario Party series and the Kirby series and the Metroid series. Paper Mario series, Luigi, ROM hacks and mods, which are basically ROM hacks and mods that are based around Luigi as a character, as well as the same goes for Wario. I don't know if it's Wario or Wario. People pronounce it different ways. I always pronounce it as Wario. And Waluigi too. Fun fact, Wario and Waluigi are not brothers. They actually just look alike and they just work together, unlike Mario and Luigi. But basically they just look alike who work together, and Wario is basically Mario's evil cousin, basically. And I think Waluigi is just an evil clone of Mario's brother Luigi. So yeah, Yoshi ROM hacks and mods, Toad ROM hacks and mods, Punch Out ROM hacks and mods, which are ROM hacks and mods of Punch Out. And the same goes for Star Fox and Animal Crossing, and Splatoon and Legend of Zelda, Bomberman, Diddy Kong Racing, Donkey Kong, Banjo-Kazooie, Rareware. Yes, there are actually a ton of Rareware mods. I didn't know that. That's why I looked up videos to add to this playlist. But there's basically ROM hacks and mods of different different games that Rare made back in the Super Nintendo and mostly the Nintendo 64 era. But there's some games they made for the Super Nintendo as well, like Donkey Kong Country stuff, using paid games from the N64, like Mickey Speedway USA, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, as well as some GameCube games, as well as a GameCube game called Star Fox Adventure. It's pretty cool, actually. Oh yeah, they did make another. They did make another game, or two other games on the Super Nintendo called Tool Instincts. That's not child friendly. Sorry to include any imagery. I'll still even know if there are any in here anyway. And Battletoads, which is a good first player but not a good second player, as stated by Angry Video Game Nerd. Also, Pac-Man ROM hacks and mods, which are ROM hacks and mods based off of the Pac-Man series. Same goes for the Mega Man series, the Sonic series, Monkey Ball series, the Frogger series. Fortunately, there's not a lot of Frogger ROM hacks and mods, so that's why there's 14, unlike say Mario, who has like 640, because Mario is like the mascot of gaming. But yeah, that's basically why he doesn't have a lot of videos in this playlist, because there's not as many as Mario or Banjo-Kazooie or Star Fox. Or maybe Star Fox have again? 62. Mario, Banjo-Kazooie, Star Fox are very, basically. Contra ROM hacks and mods. ROM hacks and mods based off of Contra, which is like a top-down shoot-'em-up game from the 80s and 90s. It's not as popular nowadays, but it was pretty popular back then. Crash Bandicoot ROM hacks and mods, Spyro ROM hacks and mods, Sly Cooper, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, Kingdom Hearts, Chrono Trigger, which is an RPG game from the 90s, Tomb Raider, Doom. Fun fact, there's also a ROM hack of Tomb Raider called Doom Raider, which is a ROM hack of both these two combined, which is the first video of this playlist, if you couldn't tell. Tekken, Fatal Fury, Street Fighter, which are basically 2D fighting games. Streets of Rage, excuse me, Virtua Fighter, GoldenEye, and Duke Nukem, and as you can tell, it's the end. But I do plan on making lots more in the future, so stay tuned for those in the future, you guys. I can't wait to show off more in the future. And I also have another video coming up talking about my top 10, maybe I'll even do top 20 playlists that I've made this past year. Not throughout, maybe I will do it throughout the years, but, or maybe I'll do that instead, actually. Instead of 2020, or, maybe I'll do 2021 for now, and then I'll just do the top playlists I've made throughout the years when I get to a better place, because these are just the beginning. I have like tons more that I want to make in the future, so it's not stopping there, guys. Stay tuned for the future, and peace out. Bye.